Asylum seekers forced to sleep rough due to an expected lack of state accommodation will have access to drop-in centers during the day. Starting this week, the International Protection Accommodation Service, IPAS, of the Department of Integration will likely start having to turn away some asylum seekers due to a lack of beds. It will be the second time this year asylum seekers have had to sleep rough due to the state's inability to accommodate them. It is likely that we will run out of accommodation for everyone seeking international protection, IP, in the next number of days, Minister for Integration Roderic O'Gorman said over the weekend. This will likely apply to single adult men at first. Several measures are being put in place to aid those who cannot be accommodated, the government has said. These include planned additional payments, beyond the standard €38 per week payment provided to asylum seekers, for those left without accommodation. On Monday, the department said drop-in day services will also be provided where unhoused asylum seekers can access hot showers, meals, and laundry services. These centers will also provide tents and sleeping bags if needed and will open 7 days a week. The department said it has agreement with 2 charities to operate these services in Dublin. All international protection applicants who arrive during an unaccommodated period will be assessed by IPAS and the HSE for significant vulnerabilities and health issues, and prioritized for accommodation as necessary. Rough sleepers will also be given information on accessing health and other public services, as well as contact details for IPAS for when accommodation does become available. The department said it will work closely with the HSE to ensure that health services are provided to all those in need. Over the weekend, 107 asylum seekers were provided with accommodation, and none were turned away, although this is expected to change in the coming days. The department is currently providing accommodation to 100,000 people, including 74,000 fleeing Ukraine and 26,000 IP applicants. Despite intensive efforts to source emergency accommodation, the department is currently not in a position to provide accommodation to all international protection applicants due to the severe shortage. Amid cold and icy conditions over the weekend, there are also fears that unaccommodated asylum seekers could find themselves vulnerable as tensions remain in the aftermath of last week's riots in Dublin and an attack on and burning of a tent in the city centre earlier this year. It is understood there are concerns within government regarding the safety of foreign nationals who are forced to sleep rough in light of last week's riots, which were instigated by far-right, anti-immigrant groups. During the riots, some former and still operating accommodation centers for asylum seekers were targeted and vandalized. Lucky Campbell, co-founder of the Movement of Asylum Seekers in Ireland, MASI, said that last week's riots in Dublin was an indication of the extremes people will go to destroy other people. What chance do people have, who are in the streets, who are in the tents, who are not monitored, not managed? We can end up in the situation of people burnt alive in their tents, Mr. Campbell told RT Radio's Morning Ireland. Mr. Campbell said it was a minimum requirement that the state provide accommodation for asylum seekers. We have seen this earlier in the year, April, May, the way the government did not provide any accommodation for the people that are new, coming into the country, he said. Mr. Campbell accused the government of a lack of effort in securing buildings that might be used to house asylum seekers ahead of the winter period. They need to up their game in terms of making sure that people are coming are provided with accommodation. They can't be seen to be breaching their legal rights of the people to be accommodated. It is their obligation to do so, he said. He said he did not believe the government's excuse of a lack of available housing stock. We don't buy the situation that they can't find accommodation. We don't buy that. Mr. Campbell also claimed that the government was being influenced by communities objecting to the housing of migrants in their localities, a trend being driven by the far right. The fact that they are allowing the fear that is imposed by the local communities, powered by the far right, to refuse people to accommodate people seeking protection in this country. We have seen it in Kerry, we are seeing it in Leitrim, for the places that were earmarked for that, he said.